welcome to Life in the Making. Well, today we're gonna do a pantry makeover. Now, for the longest time, I really resisted spending money on making over my pantry. I do not have a walk-in pantry, but I have a very narrow closet, what you see behind me right here. It's a narrow closet, it's 12 inches deep, and that's my pantry. It's in the mudroom, as you see the surrounding. I love this pantry because it's not so deep. I can see everything. I don't have layers upon layers of products in there. I have a few shelves in there, but right now it's really not functional. It's got so much color going on and we get lost. Things are not labeled. I was decluttering my kids' toys and some containers, some baskets freed up, and then I had a gift certificate from IKEA for $60, so I took that opportunity to make over this pantry with that money. Also, one of my friends just gave me beautiful 4 wicker baskets, so I'm like, this is the perfect time to make over my pantry. And I'm gonna walk you through. Now, I don't like the KonMari method. I don't like taking things out, but for this purpose, because I want to change the location of things, and I also want to group things that are alike, group them together, put them in the same place. And that's why we're gonna go ahead and empty this pantry, because I have not done that for, I don't know, 6 years. And so we're gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll just take you through this process. Okay, well, now that the whole closet is empty, all I'm gonna do is go ahead and clean the shelves, and then I'll bring all the containers that I have and try to arrange them and see how I want it to look first before I decant and before I put everything in their places. And just to show you, like, they're not really dirty because I'm always constantly cleaning and organizing. And so just see that there is not much really there. So just the little wipe down will help this area become clean very quickly. Oh, and let me show you a money saving tip. My children's old clothes, the ones that are not fit for donation, I do not get rid of them, especially the cotton ones. Those serve as my rags. So this was a t-shirt. I cut it in half, and now this half we're using to clean this closet. So let me show you what I've got. These are the things that I have. These are the baskets that I talked about, my kids' toys they grew out of and we decluttered. And then I have these baskets free. These are the baskets. They're so cute that my friend gave me. They're brand new, never used. They're too narrow for her closet, and that's why she gave me these. And these three I found at the dollar store for $1.25 each. And then these are the canisters that I got from IKEA. I got these large ones, and I also have these smaller ones for my overstock of spices, and I got these smaller ones also for some more spices. I just wanted to show you everything that was in my pantry literally fits on this dining table, including all the empty containers. So this is all I really have in terms of groceries that I store, but everything else, like in terms of toilet paper, paper towel, and napkins and everything else, goes downstairs in the basement where I have a small closet for those things down there. The only thing with these beautiful baskets that my friend gave me is the label is in the front, and for me, I don't have enough depth to have them sit like that, so I'm gonna have to have them sit sideways, and I'll have to move the label to the front right here. Okay, well, let me show you. This is how the closet is going to look like. All the empty containers are in situ right now, and I'm just gonna have to wash these containers before I decant stuff in there. Also, I'm gonna need to make some labels because obviously handwriting, so that's how I was labeling up until now. But because I have these cute labels right here that I'm gonna move, and it also came with its own pen. I have black labels at home, so I'm gonna make everything with black labels, and for now I'm just gonna have to organize everything, and then I will label later. All right, everyone. I'm so excited to show you how this place turned out. Of course, couple things are missing. Number one, the labeling on all these baskets and containers. And also, one thing I wanted to show you, I have expiration dates written on the bottom of each container so we know when things expire. Now, this whole project was nearly at zero cost. I had these risers from before. I had bought them a few years ago. And I also had these containers a few years ago from Costco. And these were my kids' toys containers. And now they are free to be used in this project. So, and these came from my friend, so they were also free. I had 2 pens here, the washable marker that I use for expiration dates, also the marker that came with the labels so we can use it. And I'm just gonna keep these here even in the future, so when I have more things to label, I will use these labeling pens. These 3 containers, they were from the dollar store at $1.25 each. The other ones, these came from these, and these came from IKEA. I had a $60 gift certificate from IKEA, so I used it for that. I love the way this place turned out. It's much more organized, it's cleaner, it's more streamlined, and I can see everything. And there are some things that I did not decant, like for example, the flour. I did not want to have the flour into any container, so I left it in here. It really did not make sense for me to spend money on a container and have the flour decanted in there. I think it's safer here, it's more long lasting. A few things that I also did not decant were these pasta, and underneath I have the spaghetti. So these I did not decant. It's for sizing purposes. I know that it's enough for our family to cook one of these for dinner, and also one of these for dinner. So I did not want to jeopardize sizing either, and that's why I left them in these containers. Yeah, otherwise, so much better. I always wanted a Pinterest worthy pantry, and now I have it for free. And the last thing I wanted to mention about this process, that even though this pantry is not the biggest pantry you've seen, this is just one wall probably in other people's pantries, but it took 3 hours to do, between finding the right organization, finding the right places for everything, getting everything to look and feel coordinated and organized for our needs. So this was a 3-hour process, just in case you're wondering how long it's going to take you to redo your own pantry. I gave you the timing that it took. Let's go ahead inside the mudroom and have a look at the pantry. This is a month after I did organize. A month later, maybe a couple things have changed, like from what we have inside the baskets and stuff. As you see at the bottom there, we got rid of one of the flour bags, and then one of the baskets is empty. Some of the baskets are almost empty, so I definitely need to go shopping to replenish some of the stuff here. But overall, the organization is still holding up. It really still looks so good and so organized and so comfortable. So I am very happy the way I organized this, the way it turned out, the way it's working, and I don't see myself changing this or making any revisions. The family already loves it too, and they can access everything. Although, as you can see, it's a month later and I haven't put any labels on these containers. Still, the marker is on the back for all these spices, but I really know what these spices are, so it's going to take me a while to put these labels on these spices, but eventually
I'm gonna put labels on there just to make it easier when I'm not home and the kids or my husband are trying to do something in the kitchen and they can't find spices in the spice cabinet in the kitchen, so they can come here and replenish from this area. Also, I just want to mention, like, sometimes having labels on these containers mean you're just restricted. You cannot use them for other stuff. And so that's basically my premise for not having labels on here yet. I want to see if not labeling will work for all of us. But if no labeling is not working, then I'm just going to go ahead and stick labels on things. Otherwise, you know, like, for example, these flakes are almost over and I don't know if I'm gonna buy them again, so I really don't want to put a label on there and then take the label off, put a different label, you know, just from that perspective. Otherwise, it looks so good for me and for my purposes. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.